KSBY News anchor Claudia Bucio has been following this race since the primary election. She joins us now live with more on those candidates. Claudia?
Good evening, Nina. We're live at Timbers Roadhouse in Goleta. Now, this is where several Democrats are going to be hosting their election watch party. Now, the midterm elections are very important because they often serve as a check and balance as to the level of power in Congress. Bringing things here local, we do have Congressional-District24. Now, there is a lot of growing frustration over gas prices, inflation, and on top of that, this is the first election cycle we have after a newly drawn District 24. Now, this is not the first rodeo for either of these two candidates. Incumbent Salud Carbajal is looking for a fourth term, whereas Dr. Brad Allen is giving a try to this position for a second time. So I was able to talk to both of them, and here's a little bit more on their background. The primary elections helped narrow down the candidates running for Congress. Back in June, incumbent Salud Carbajal took the lead with nearly 60% of the votes. Dr. Brad Allen secured the second spot with close to 33%.
Well, having served in Congress now, I have a record, and one that reflects that I've been effective in delivering solutions for the Central Coast, for community projects, for public safety, emergency first responder projects, to health, to recreation, to parks.
But not only a fresh perspective, you know, I worked in the VA for 7 years. So I got to see government, how government works, but I also worked in state universities, Canada, private practice. So I got to see both sides. So I got to see where government's good and where government's bad.
Carbajal was first elected in 2016. His background includes serving in the U.S. Marine Corps Reserve as well as Santa Barbara County Supervisor for 12 years.
Climate change, housing costs, addressing issues that keep our communities safe, making sure that the civil rights of everyone are protected, especially women, in light of the Dobbs decision that took away rights from women to have access to an abortion and to reproductive health care.
Allen is a pediatric heart surgeon with 40 years of experience, a researcher and a businessman. He previously ran for Congress in 2014.
Cut back business regulations. I'm a small business owner. I know what that does to businesses. It hurts the supply chains, it hurts the hiring, and it also drives up inflation because it drives up business costs. And the other thing is crime. We've got to get back to one of the main roles of government is to keep the streets safe, and we're not doing that.
Inflation is a key issue on the table when it comes to the Diablo Canyon nuclear power plant. Both candidates agree on keeping it open for the next couple of years. Carbajal and Allen also told me they think it is key to collaborate with people across the aisle regardless of party preference.
I think it's time to start sending people with real life experience, real wisdom, and that are problem solvers back there, not more career politicians, because they're the ones that keep creating these problems.
Well, I feel extremely hopeful and optimistic that the residents of the Central Coast will re-elect me to continue representing them, to fight for the Central Coast values.
Both challenger Dr. Brad Allen and also incumbent Salud Carbajal tell me they remain hopeful about tonight's results. Of course, we're still a couple hours away from that first round of results. We will be here the rest of the evening, so we'll have more updates later for you. But for now, live in Goleta, Claudia Bucio, KSBY News.